Good, happy Thursday morning to you. You won't believe it, guys. It is 6:10 a.m. I have been up since 4 o'clock, and I am feeling good. I got the video uploaded this morning, went to bed on time last night. Say good morning, girls.
Good morning. Good morning.
Girls are having their devotions this morning.
So since Mom has her big homeschool mess on the table, we have to eat at the counter.
Today was another glorious day for a walk. It was cooler though. We had to wear our jackets, but I kind of like it that way for fall. You know, it's kind of weird to me to be like 75 degrees in the fall. What do you think about that?
I think that's good. No, I might, yeah.
I think I'm right about that? Yeah. Okay.
See, we have matching hats.
Look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
It's Nick and Liv.
Mine is darker though. Stripe.
Yeah, the stripe is darker on the top stripe.
Nick and Olivia are writing memory verses this morning. And this is the first order of the day, is getting out our Bibles. And right now we are working on Hebrews 11. These guys are going to know the entire chapter. They're going to have it memorized by the time we're done. And right now you're writing what verse?
18.
18. And Nick, you've already done 18, so you've gone to 19.
No.
Catherine's even doing it. And Catherine, you're doing a great job.
Look.
And Caroline is working on numbers this morning.
Can I do this?
Yeah, look at that. So we're circling the things with 2 legs. And the little girl has 2 legs, right? Number 2.
And the asterisk.
Did you trace those number 2s up here?
Yes, sir.
Cool. So I've been trying since last night to show you guys what we're using, what kind of books we're using.
Have 2 legs.
And it just hasn't been happening. I started this like at 6 o'clock this morning, but then time got away from me. So I'm going to start fresh and show you guys what kind of books we're using for each child. All right, we're going to start with Nick first, and everybody's got binders. So just wanted to show you that. You see binders on each pile, but the only thing in them is some empty note paper. Pencils, erasers, and things. I don't know if I'm going to go through showing you all that. Let's move along. Cursive writing. And I know this says 2nd to 3rd grade, but we didn't do it in the 2nd and 3rd grade. We were focusing on so many other things. So, Nick and I think Olivia, did you want to learn cursive?
I don't even know my answer.
Do you want to learn cursive?
Yeah.
So, and Catherine definitely does. So we are going to do this. It's just a matter of time. So put that aside. This is a book, Travels of the Advent People, and this is a book that I printed off the internet. And it's a coloring book, and it has a really good story at the bottom of each page. It's the whole book is a story, Travels of the Advent People. And this came from Sunlight Education Ministry, and everything that they have on the internet is free. Everything that they have for you to download is free. We used to be able to buy them, but they changed things up, and whatever they have produced, they offer for free. So you can look them up, Sunlight Education Ministry. And there are a lot of Sunlight homeschool resources, different companies called Sunlight of one sort or another. Nature book. This is a really, really good book. I love this book. It because every month, you can see, this is July. It has different things for you to do every month. It has so much to share and teach. And it does it in a really fun way. All right, here's a vocabulary book. And this says 4th grade. I know it's Nick's. But for a while, he was having a little trouble, mastering vocabulary. And he didn't even like workbooks for the longest time. And this year, he is stepping it up big time. So we're getting through this speedily this year, which is really good. I'm really excited about that. And he is getting through this. Yeah. But I like these. I like the Evan Moore books. This is another Evan Moore workbook because it doesn't have goofy animal pictures. I am not a fan of goofy animal pictures because, for one thing, there's spiritualism involved in all that, where the animals are talking and have clothes on and things like that. And you don't want animals looking like people. It's not good. It undermines God's creation, how He created us to be in His image. But you know what? That's another video for another time. They have some good illustrations here, though, just a few, and they don't. It's not a lot. And another thing is that they really pack it in here, but do it in a way that's not overwhelming. It's a really good book. I like it. And here is another book that I printed off the internet, Spelling from the Scriptures. And we base everything that we do in school on the Bible, in Scripture. So I was really happy to find this because all of the whole spelling curriculum is based on the Bible, which is neat. And it has some fun things to do here too, like a rebus. And it's free, also from that Sunlight Education Ministry. A True Education series that they have. Everything you need to know about English homework. So this is a good book. It's more like a textbook. I thought it was a workbook, but because it was like the soft cover, but it doesn't have any practice work in here. So what we do is just go over it, and maybe I might find some things on the internet for them to do some work on to round it out, you know. But it's really good. It's got all kinds of stuff in there. Human Body. This is a good book too. This is another Evan Moore, and it's got lots of workbook pages in here. It's got a lot of things to make you think and not just memorize. You know, lots of science projects concerning the body and stuff like that. What is health? This is another book that I printed off the internet from Sunlight Education Ministry. And it's a good book. It's a good health book. And it's got a lot of biblical principles in there. And it teaches you a lot. But one thing about this is that there's a lot of reading and not a whole lot of writing. And the kids have a little bit of trouble with that. So I try to make it more interesting and try to not bog them down with use page after page of just reading. But yeah, but I still use it. I still like it. But we just gotta do our own thing with it, you know. The Sanctuary. This is a book also that I didn't print this off the internet. I actually had like a master book that I copied because it was a ring binder. So I copied it and made one for each of the children. And this teaches you all about the tabernacle, the sanctuary that the children of Israel carried around with them through the wilderness. And it talks about also, it shares what that has to do with the heavenly sanctuary and what it means for us here on earth and right now in this present day. And this is so super important to learn, and this is just basically an outline of it. It gets really deep, even for us adults. You know, it can be a really good deep study. So I have another book that we're going to go through later that gets a little more in detail. Here's Olivia's pile, and there's her binder. Nature book also. We're going to go through this quick. English homework, and Olivia and Nick pretty much do a lot of the same things. Here's the spelling, here's the health. Ay. What am I doing this for? Human body, and both of them do this. This is some workbook pages on the human body also. So I just make copies for both of them, and we're going through that. And these actually correspond with all of the posters that we have on the wall. These two and these two over here. All right, here's Catherine's pretty little binder. Hers is a little fuller. I think she's got more stuff in there. I don't know. What's really neat about these binders, too, I didn't tell you. Great. Hold on a second, honey. Is that when the work is done, we can file them away in this little file folder here. File pocket. And this is just a notebook. Oh, look at that. Catherine pretty much uses this book for writing sentences. So yeah, it actually, believe it or not, this actually works for her because it just reinforces good behavior. Butterfly Gardens coloring book, and this I actually use this sometimes for her school because it's very realistic, and she can look up the flowers and see what they really look like, and yeah, work on them like that. Here's a little book to read, and Olivia likes to read this to Catherine, and I think pretty soon she's going to be able to read this. Choice Stories for Children. These are true stories about children in different situations. Very, very good learning lessons. Yes, it is. And here's a first grade reader that I actually printed out for Nick when he started reading. And it's all Genesis chapters 1 through 8, and it goes through the chapters, and then we talk a little bit about it and answer some questions. I think this is a little bit beyond the scope of a first grader, but I like it. And Catherine's a little older, so I think this would be better for her. We haven't started this yet because we're doing so many other things. Shared Reader, Psalms. This is another one that Nick did when he was little. That's why it's already highlighted. But I like this book a lot. And just some writing paper. Travels of the Advent People again. What is health? Catherine's doing that. And here's a journal that I've been having them write. And for Catherine, I've been writing down what she tells me to write, and then she traces it. And then here's a gospel primer. This is written by the son of Ellen White, Edson White, J.E. White. And this is a good book for learning how to read. It gets pretty complicated pretty quick though. So see, like the beginning of the book looks pretty easy, but it doesn't take long before it starts getting like that. But it works. You know, Nick really learned a lot by reading this primer. I haven't gotten quite with Catherine with that, but we are going to. Right now she's doing McGuffey primer online, the McGuffey primer. This is her phonics book, and she really likes this. We do a lot in here. And this is again an Evan Moore, which I like. See, the book, the pictures aren't too bad. And it teaches, it's really good. It teaches really well. She's learning a lot from this. First grade jumbo workbook. I got this at Costco. It's a DK, which is another really good publisher. And she likes this one. I have a kindergarten one for Caroline too that I'll show you. But it's all kinds of stuff. There's geography, math, spelling, writing, reading, all kinds of stuff. Language arts, spelling, geography, science, math. It's pretty neat. And here is her nature book. And what's really neat about Catherine's is that she learned about pressing flowers. So she's got some flowers here that she's pressed, and right over here. And Caroline started doing that too. And then there's a notebook I didn't show you before that they have for just writing things, drawing things that they've seen in nature. It's kind of cool. And last but not least, little Caroline's, and she's got a binder too. And I bought this for myself for my planner, my homeschool planner, but I didn't really like it. She loves it. So she's got little pockets here. She actually has some crayons in here. I don't know what happened to them. Little pockets here, and let's see what else is in here. Here's her little pencil holder, and she's got some pencils and dry erase markers in there. And this I did for everybody, my goals for the school year. And it has your goal for reading, goal for math, science, citizenship, all their goals, and then a little place for at the end of the year to see how you did. And I bought her a book at the beginning of the school year that was really cool. It was a lot of cutting, gluing, coloring, and things like that. And she finished it in no time flat. We were doing like several pages a day. So here's a few of those right there.
Wow.
And here's Caroline's little nature journal, and see, she's doing some flower pressing herself. She likes to do that too. And this little book is really neat because it just shows all kinds of little things and little projects that they can do. And of course I've got to read to her and show her what to do, but she does them. If I can find, I wish I should have saved a spot where she's been working, but I didn't do that. Tree leaves that I found she tried to draw. Here's her other little nature book, and this is a book of projects and different things that she can do, and I think this is kind of cool too. All kinds of little things that they can do. I found this on the internet, on Amazon. I don't even know who did this. By Judy Nair. Here is the DK Kindergarten Jumbo Workbook, and some of this stuff is a little beyond her, so I've got to help her a little bit with it. Actually, Catherine did that. That's really good, Catherine.
What?
You're drawing.
I circled all of the blue candy.
Did you? Okay. And here is a wordplay book, and they like to play with this. I think Catherine was really liking this. I'm not really sure how this goes, but I like the little cards and all the little pictures
I
on
know
it.
how it goes.
But Catherine knows how to play it. I don't really know how to play this because Catherine just plays it with the other kids. And here is Caroline's coloring book of animals. I did this one for all of the kids. I found this online. Let me show you a few of the books that we kind of do together as a family, and we just get back with. Some of these I've done already. Some of them we're looking to do when we have time. This is a science book that I have not tried out yet at all, and I just got it at the library when they had a book sale. So I'm looking forward to trying out some of this stuff. It's pretty interesting. Here's a book on clouds and weather that Nick really liked. We did this a couple of years ago, actually about 3 or 4 years ago. And it teaches you all about the clouds and weather, the different kinds of clouds. And he likes that. Peterson's First Guides. It's a good one. This is another one on the sanctuary, and this one goes a little deeper, and it's got a lot of really good workbook pages to teach, you know, about sanctuary. So we're going to get into that. This is the one, this is the copy of the one, this is the master of the one that I copied for everybody. Here's another science book. This is from Usborne. Usborne is a good company too, a publisher. 50 Science Things to Make and Do. So I really like this one because, oh, look at that. Everybody's got to learn how to make gloop. All kinds of neat stuff in there. I like that. This grocery cart math book I always forget about, but one day I'm going to leave it out and we're going to take it to the grocery store because this teaches you, you know, practical math, like when you're shopping, you know, comparing items, comparing prices, different things like that. I like this one. And there's another book on the human body that the little ones like to read. And I don't know if you've seen our other videos. We have felts also that are pretty detailed that we learn about the human body, different parts, how they work, doing science, learning life. So we have a lot of science project books here, and the kids really love to do that kind of stuff. So we look into these sometimes and do some projects. I'll have to show you guys some of the projects we do when we do them.
So now we're going to clean the bathrooms because we do all of our house cleaning, if you've been watching our vlogs for a long time, on Thursdays because Fridays the sun sets so early and you're like, clean quick. So on Thursdays you got a little bit more time.
So we have a little change in plans this evening because poor Caroline, she decided to do a little experiment to see if the garbanzo bean would fit in her nose. It fits in her nose, but we can't get it out. So we're going to go to the emergency room and get that thing plucked out of there. What happened to you, Caroline? Do you have a,
I was playing, but I put a garbanzo bean in my nose.
It's okay. We're going to go get it taken care of. Okay, Pumpkin? Don't be sad. We're going to go get it out, okay? Okay? Don't be sad. We'll go get it out. There's our little patient. We're waiting for the doctor. Are you a little concerned?
Yeah.
But it's okay. You're being so good. You're being so brave, aren't you?
I came with just you.
Yep. Oh, yep.
Let me throw him to you?
No, she wants you to hold him so that he's out of the way, right? Isn't that right? Okay. You're being a very good girl. Well, that trip to the ER sure put a wrinkle in my plans for the evening. I didn't even get the house finished cleaning I didn't finish cleaning the house up. See, I can't even talk. I'm so tired. I am doing good, though, getting to bed, getting up, so I'm going to finish this vlog and get to bed. I want to say goodnight to you guys and get to bed. So, yeah, so I'm glad the bean is out. Nick was reading online. He read that 2 out of 3 kids put things, foreign bodies, up their noses. Crazy. It's crazy. So, anyway, I was going to tell you earlier today before I got interrupted and got sidetracked and forgot. When I was going over all of the things that we do for our homeschool, that there's still quite a few things that we do online also. There's some things on there that I do with Catherine especially. Like I told you about the McGuffey primer, and there's other websites. So I'm going to have to put those together somehow and put them in a blog or something and show you what kind of websites we use for our schooling. And we certainly don't use everything at one time. There's some days where we only do just a couple of things, but I make sure that they do their memory verse and their Bible work and Khan Academy. Those are the 2 that get done every day. Almost every day. So anyways, yeah, let's get on to our reading. We only have a couple of days left of this chapter. And if you are not familiar with what we've been doing and you want to read what we've done previously, you can go to egwritings.org. And this is a letter that Ellen White wrote to her son for his 19th birthday. And it is found in Testimonies for the Church, Volume 2, Chapter 38. And let's go ahead and read this. Those who have trained the mind to delight in spiritual exercises are the ones who can be translated and not be overwhelmed with the purity and transcendent glory of heaven. You may have a good knowledge of the arts, you may have an acquaintance with the sciences, you may excel in music and in penmanship, your manners may please your associates, but what have these things to do with the preparation for heaven? What have they to do to prepare you to stand before the tribunal of God? Now, Ellen White's not saying here in this passage that it's bad to have good manners or to excel in music and penmanship and all of these things. She's just trying to explain to her son to be prepared for heaven, to have a delight in strengthening your mind spiritually and just developing that character that we need to have ready when Jesus comes to take us home. That's important. We're not going to take anything to heaven but our characters. We're not going to take any temporal belongings, anything that we just can't carry it all. We can't take it all with us. So, yeah, I'm going to bed. It's 9:38. Still it's getting kind of late, but it's better than what I've been doing, and I've been doing so good, and I'm feeling a lot better. Getting to bed early, getting up early. I feel like I'm getting a lot more accomplished during the day, and yeah, it's good. So I hope you guys have a great evening. I hope I don't have any more drama to share with you tomorrow. Any traumatic events. I just praise the Lord that He protects us. That things aren't worse than they actually are around here. Anyways, enough of that. You guys have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. And don't forget to live well and be strong. Bye-bye.